Sorry, y'all. I did all that. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Somebody call me. Do not disturb. Go back to live. All right. Take two. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ruth Marquise. Welcome to the Ruth and Relationship Show. I am your host, Ruth Marquise, aka your favorite realtor, aka your favorite credit specialist, aka your love negotiator. I help men and women get into quality relationships that lead to quality families, that lead to quality communities, that leave quality legacies. Let's build. Today's topic, thank you, love. Today's topic is some people will never get married. Can you put that in the comments for me, princess? Some people will never get married. And I have to accept that. It's okay. All right. So before I get into our topic, first of all, I got to do this show today a little early because I'm going to the dentist and I know I'm not going to be able to talk. So I am committed and dedicated to what we are doing here. So I'm going to just do a really short show and we're going to be out and in and out. So let me answer a couple questions. The last show we did a late night show. Your girl was a little, thank you, love. Your girl was a little, she was having fun online, okay? Pin the comment. There you go. All right. So it ended up being, I think it was still a great show and everything. I went back to see it and I was like, hold up. That's what I meant. I said what I said. It is what it is. That's what I meant. So we said some people will never get married. Will never get married. Some people will never get married. These nails. All right. Save and go. All right. So I'm going to answer a couple questions so that way we can get some clarity as to what I mean. The single motherhood is going to be a whole series because I didn't even get to crack the surface on what is actually going on. In my opinion, single moms are very if they're like, I've seen single moms. First of all, I saw a single mom, like literally they were like kind of immigrants or whatever. You could tell. I'm in the Northeast. So the girl was rolling her butt while she was twerking, rolling her butt. And so the little kids next to her was doing the same thing. And the older woman with them, she probably was the mom, was letting them do it, put it on TikTok and all of that. Not that single mom, okay? Not that single mom. It's a lot of single mothers that are responsible. That like you're doing it in front of the kids. The kids was twerking with her. It was a girl and a boy. So there's some people that are still immature. We're talking about mature and immature people. It doesn't matter if she has a kid. It doesn't matter if she has children. And people, the other category I didn't say was if a person, I said, to recap, I said men who have no kids, they can couple with women with no kids, and that's fair. Because I hear women that say, oh, he got a kid. That's okay. Find one without a kid. You know what I mean? It's okay. And if you're fine with crossing that, never hold that kid against that person. Right? And people with kids belong together. People that got grown kids. Sometimes you have kids, but they're grown. They belong together too. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's when people are unmatching, like they're not matching with their where they are in life, then they have this disdain for like, oh, single mothers. Like we're like, single mothers is trash or something. No. Hey, how are you? What's your first name? WMIH? So and that's not the right way to act because there was a whole generation of men and women. First of all, I didn't know the old heads was getting married. They get 2 and 3 marriages. They was trying to make it work. We're not marrying at all. You see what I'm saying? If we're not marrying at all, all of the moms and the dads and the stepdads and all that stuff, if they all just disappear because nobody wants to get married to each other, that's a problem. The statistics are the statistics. They're saying that eventually, I know everybody had their own stats, but eventually, from the show, I think it was by the time people hit like by the time women hit 45, most of them have been married one time. And the one of the questions was, Ruth, should I get married young? Um, he says, good morning, short for who's making it happen. I think I saw your page. Absolutely. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. So thank you for the like. I appreciate it. That's a shame. All right, I finally see what a like looks like. So people, the reason, so okay, so that's answering that question. Should you get married young? Super young? No. 19? No. 20? No. That's too young. You don't know who you are now. If you've been on your own since you were 18 years old, you skipped college, you've been paying your bills for about 4 or 5 years on your own. You know what it's like to take care of yourself. Then you go into a situation where you're like, I'm an adult now. That's different because I went into a marriage not knowing how to take care of myself, pay the bills. So when I got into trouble, I didn't think I could take care of myself. That's only women that think about like that, right? I can't take care of myself. Men don't be like, I'm never gonna be able to take care of myself. I can't walk away. You know what I mean? So for women, it's important. So you said love the topic. Thank you. So when I say so that's just the single motherhood thing. So it's a lot of beautiful, smart, mature single mother. That's how men are playing themselves. The men that I don't want no single mother. Those guys are playing themselves because that woman has learned a lot. She has learned how to put somebody else ahead of herself. So maybe we should do a show on the benefits of dating a single mother because they're really mature. It's nothing for her to cook for you because she got to cook for the kids anyway. You see what I'm saying? Unless she's cooking chicken nuggets, then you got a problem. If she only gonna cook for the kids, then you have a problem. But if she know how to take care of home and how to take care of the house, she's learning how to be more of an adult as a single mother. I'm not saying that should take all of that, but don't count them out because that person that you want to be with, the reason why you can't find a woman that you want and want to be with because you disqualified them for something that happened in the past. Now, nobody disqualified you for sleeping with 25 plus, 50 plus women. Nobody disqualified you for that. But she had one baby and now boom. You see what I'm saying? So that's where we have trouble. And people are not getting married and they keep finding more new reasons to not get married. Why? Because it's just not the cool thing to do to get married. But we got to stop talking about cool and start making legacy cool. Quality relationships leads to quality communities that leads to uh, quality relationships lead to quality families that lead to quality communities. So we are building our communities for us to get married, and that leaves a quality legacy. What's better than you living good is your kids living good. You want to live good, you want to drive nice, and then your kids are going to be bums when they grow up because you didn't have them in the proper in the proper environment. And that's not a legacy that you want to leave. So the answer on that question, no, don't get married too young. That's not the right move at all. Nah, we're not marrying too young. But at the same time, don't wait to the last minute and be like, I can't find nobody. And then as we age, ladies, sometimes we gain some more weight as we age. And so it would have been if you could stay the same as you were at 21 or 25, if you could stay the same, then okay, you want to get your ducks in a row. Like I said on the show, get your ducks in a row. I'm a realtor. I'm waiting for people for 10 years to get their ducks in a row. So maybe our ducks never be in a row until we marry. I'm just saying. And it's okay. Sometimes your ducks don't get in a row until you're married, okay? You get them halfway in a row, you be all right. You be all right. If you're an adult, if you know how to take care of yourself. If you're a kid, that's not that like no, it's too certain ages are too young. So just to answer that question, no, I never said you should marry young. Because sometimes I realize I started thought and I don't finish it because of something that goes. So and yes, women it says the question was, are women sleeping around more than men? I'm not saying they're sleeping around, but they're getting more. They're having more sex than men. Think about it. You a woman and you go outside. You're looking good, looking fine, girl. You looking fine, right? You could get any man that you want. Not any man that you want, but you can get a lot of guys, right? And you just have if you decided, you know what, I'm just gonna have a hot girl summer. That's how you're able to sleep with whoever you want to. But guys see a girl, they can't just go up there and sleep with her. If a girl walked up to a guy and say, "Hey, I want to sleep with you," most likely 9 times out of 10, he don't have a girlfriend or nothing. He gonna be like, "Okay." But guys can't do that to women. So they have to work towards getting it. They have to do the date thing. They have to lie. Some of them lie and manipulate this to get it. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. You got to put yourself in the men's shoes. So the statistics, the numbers, go through the numbers. Go through the whole show. Was it number 138? I showed you the board of how much people are having sex, and the women are having more sex than the men. Okay, they can do it. I didn't say that they chose to have sex with so many different men. I didn't say sleep around. I didn't say that. What I did say was they have more access to it because they have control of it. They have control. They have access. They're the gatekeeper to sex. And men are the gatekeepers to relationships and marriage. Women are the gatekeepers of having a baby and sex. So, yes, women are going to have more sex because they are the gatekeepers of sex. Women are going to have more babies because they have the final say on that. And men are going to be more likely to be married if they want to be married because they control that. That makes sense? Now, to the topic. I think I answered the question. So it's not like women are sleeping around. It's the fact that they have more access to sex than men do. And men think staying single is going to get them more sex. And it's not true. Actually, being married, my point was being married will, if sex is that important to you, you're the statistics show that you have more sex when you're married, not when you're single, unless you're the top 20% guys. They're the ones that's getting it. So regular guys, they should get married if they want more sex, and that's that. And even if you're not, y'all not cooperate, like you get with somebody with a high sex drive, and every single category, being married was more sex in every single category. So you just have to find a woman. If you have a high sex drive, find somebody to have a high sex drive like you, and that way you will stop all of that myth of not having like I was married and I was single. I had way more sex being married. Okay, kids, don't watch this. Anyway, I had 3 kids to prove it. So now to the topic of today, I just wanted to share that in the middle of that show, I got a revelation that some people will never get married. And it breaks my heart. I was upset about it. I was frustrated. I said, some people will never get married. Why? And God was showing me like the children of Israel. Hold on, let me show you something. Because I like to prove it to you more than I like to tell it to you. Okay. God was bringing me back to the time when the Israelites, they had just came out of being what up? Good morning. Hi Liliana. How are you? He was showing me how the Israelites they came out of captivity and they were slaves. Okay, so let me just break it down like nobody knew the Bible. um the Jewish people were slaves. Okay, and when they came out, they had let my people go. You know the whole story to the plagues and all of that stuff, right? Prince of Egypt, watch it if you don't know. That's the cartoon version, right? So when they came out, though, they were supposed to go into the promised land. God had a promise for them, land of milk and honey, all that good stuff. They were supposed to take an 11-day, either 11 or 13-day trip. I believe it's an 11-day trip. It took them 40 years. Why did it take them 40 years? Because they grumbled and complained and murmured. Men know that they have to make more money to get the girl that they want. Women just complain that they don't get the men that they want instead of what do I have to do to get the man that I want? So if we're going to continue to complain and grumble and be mad, this guy was this and this guy, in your mind, you're thinking all the guys are horrible, but you would have attracted a better guy if you would have put the work in. The guys that keep running into women that are not worth their time, they're not doing the work. They're not doing what they need to do to attract that the quality woman that they're looking for. And once they make up in their mind, then they won't have lower level people in their minds anymore. I was on TikTok and I saw this lady. The girl was like, oh, the question was, and I'm gonna show it to you guys one day, but She was like, well, what have you ever asked a man how he wants to be loved? These mother effers, this is the reaction. These mother effers don't deserve it. They don't need this, they don't need that. Da, da, da. You want me to be his slave? And I said, boom, we all need therapy. This ain't gonna work without y'all getting the help that you need. We all need therapy. Cause why you so mad that somebody asked a man, what do you like? We don't need to care. We don't care what they like. Oh, wow. So you keep on grumbling. The people that were, and if somebody say something in this area, it's always a clapback to the person that is relaying the message who wants to help people. It's always a clapback. So while the Israelites were clapping back, what it says, the whole in the desert, the whole community. Okay. And I only got like 4 minutes left. Hate to do that to you because you know I like to be thorough. But not today, baby. I just got to say what I say and go. All right. Exodus 13, you want to read it? Go ahead. In the desert, the whole community grumbled against Moses and Aaron, and those were the leaders, right? So you grumbled against the leaders. And so the question is, why did the Israelites die in the wilderness, right? All of them didn't die. The older people died. The younger people went on to the promised land. The older people that was grumbling, that was mad, and a couple of the leaders that would believe God, they stayed, right? So thus Israel had been denied entry to the promised land. The older people died out. God waited for the older ones, the miserable ones, to die out. If you want to stay where you are, trust me, you could stay there. But you're not going to get to that promised land. God has a promised land for you in relationships. But okay, now an individual despised the word of the Lord and refused to enter the rest and Sabbath, just as Israel suffered death for their rebellion. So a rebellious individual must be punished at the same punishment. All right, so this is what I want to get to. Corresponding, why did the Israelites wander in the desert for 40 years? Okay, corresponding to the 40 days that the spies toured the land, God decreed that the Israelites will wander in the wilderness for 40 years as a result of their unwillingness to take the land. Unwillingness to take the land. Okay? They wandered for 40 years because they were unwilling to take what God had already told them they had. If God told you he had somebody special for you, then you should have taken that. But what happened? They got there and they said, oh, they're giants. We can't defeat them. They start getting low self-esteem. Wait, even if you had low self-esteem, you got to remember who you rocking with. God is bigger than anything. We were in that church little church event yesterday, and the little girl was like, that don't even make no sense. I was loving it. Okay. Because I remember like the principles and the things that I live by, I learned them in Sunday school. You know, I learned a lot in Sunday school. So that it started me to say, wow, there's another world out there that I can learn and grow. And she was like, well, David, he was like too little and Goliath was just too big. It just don't make sense, right? And it's like, but they were like, but God was with them and God was training them up. So God was training you up in the relationships that you were in so you can be able to handle the real relationship that he wants you to have. He was training you up. And yeah, you took a couple L's, but you didn't understand that was preparation. That was preparation so you can get ready. So now you're saying like, wow, I can't do that. I can't be a wife. It's too hard. I can't be in a relationship. It's too hard. I can't be a husband. Y'all asking for too much. It's too hard. If you're making that relationship the way the world is saying how it's supposed to be, then yeah, it's too big. It's too hard. But if you ask God, like, listen, God, I really want to be married. I really want to be in a relationship. Show me what I got to do. Show me how I have to grow. And it can happen for you, but you're going to have to activate your faith. You're going to have to understand that, listen, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. You're going to have to be like, God, what do I have to do? You don't got to listen to Ruth. You got to ask God, though. I just want to see you win. And it breaks my heart to know that some women will never win. Some men will never win. Men that say women are trash are not going to win. They're going to be by themselves too. But the problem is, ladies, we actually want to be married more than they do. That's the problem. They don't care if they don't end up married. men usually marry women because the woman wants to be married, right? They doing that for her to feel secure. They want that lifetime partnership. If they believe in marriage, they want that legacy. They have their own reasons for getting married. I can't speak for them, but I can speak to the women. I can hold myself accountable. I know that I had to make a mindset shift and change my ways and change how I thought about things and go through the checklist of what men want. He want this, he want that, he want this, he want that, he want this, he want that. Great. I know what I want, and he has to already have those things. So why do I expect him to have all those things and then I don't have nothing that he wants? It doesn't seem fair. It sounds like you're scamming. It sounds like you're scamming. And some people will never change. They're going to keep going by their own behavior and then they're going to blame the other sex. If you want to do that, that's up to you. But I'm telling you right now, it's a whole nation that died out. I don't want the women to die out. I don't want the men to die out before they get their promise. So you're going to literally live out your life. He didn't say he killed them. He said he waited for them to die. So then he finally give it. So your kids are going to get the promise and not you? Come on now. You can get it. It's right there. He said it's right there. God sent those spies out to go see what he had for them. God is telling me to tell you that God has somebody special in line for you, but you got to do what you got to do to get that person. You can't just be like, I'm going to sit, cross my arms, and do what I want to do. And he better come up here and I'm going to cross my legs and he going to carry me up to the finish line. No, absolutely not. Nobody wants a Nobody wants that weight. Get up and move. Get up and get things done. Work on yourself. Work on your attitude. Work on your mindset. Work on your healing. Work on your progress. Work on your body. I'm doing it all, and you should do it all too. This is Ruth. Thank you for watching Ruth and Relationships. I gotta go. Y'all have a good one. See y'all in the comment section. Bye.